We're at the Westin Galleria Hotel in Dallas. It's September 2013. So we're going to have an interview with Grand Tuhon Gaje Supremo. There have been some people who, at certain seminars on certain techniques, they say things like, oh, well, that wouldn't work. So how do you respond to something like that?
There are several categories of questions they may be asking that this technique does not work. The question is, how do they know that it doesn't work? Because in my system, I make it a point that every technique works, because this technique has been there for a long, long time, from our great-great-grandfathers to the present time. And this technique has been put into a laboratory. It has been tested, and it costs lots of lives to perfect one technique. Because our procedures in terms of using the technique is, we use only the 3 seconds. We go that in 3 seconds, we have to control you, demoralize you, or kill you. We don't waste our time, playing around with so many process of getting into the direct point. We are geometrically equated in such a way that before you raise your weapon to hit me, I know already where it's coming from. So we know how to destroy that. Our principle is functionality, operability, and non-counterability. These are the 3 procedures that we do. We can exchange our offense and counter-offense, and you may counter my offense and recounter it. But in the long process, I will operate within that function, and I see to it that I will destroy you after completing the operability. So as far as the technique, a question of technique doesn't work, and I don't believe in that, because maybe some other people using a technique that is not operable, so they say, well, it doesn't work. Well, the question is, it doesn't work because it has not been tested. It doesn't work because you cannot prove to me that it can work. But if you can prove to me that it can work, then I am convinced. Question is, how would you be able to prove to me that your technique is going to work and my technique is going to work? So there are techniques that you question, but don't question the technique of Piqueteria.
We call this in our dialect, we call the saksak. Okay? When you are going to operate, you have to operate in the principle of circular motion, because circular motion is a very convenient motion that will continually flow the blade into a small circle up to the wide circle. It covers to your left side, it covers to your right side. So the importance of a circle is also very demanding, because in actual combat it has the speed and in a fast way. At the same time, you can make your flow of the blade very psychologically demoralizing to your opponent, because he cannot understand what you're doing. Alright, so when you're moving here, you have a slash. When you come down, you have a thrust. You can come back to slash and then thrust at the same time. So one motion is already covered by 2 attacks. Thrust and slash, thrust and slash. You can have it wide. So while you're doing this, you're also covering the enemy at the back. The enemy could be at your right side. See? So you can move and hit that. We can move and hit him on the right side. You have one enemy to the front, you have one enemy to the back, and you have one enemy to your right side. And then you can turn to your right, you can turn to your back, you can to your left side, and you can turn back to the front. While you're moving here, covering this, you can cover that, turn to your left, then you can go back to your right. So the movement of circular motion is very universal, meaning to say you can move in any direction, north, south, east, west.